On 19th of October, Chinese state media released footage showcasing 20 of the Chinese Dongfeng 26 missiles. It is first debuted in 2015, so why is China showing them off now? And who's the message for? Of course, the United States. In today's episode, we'll dive into how China's missile strategy could cripple US military influence in the Asia-Pacific. On 19th of October, a unit from China's rocket force appeared on Chinese state media, displaying the formation of 20 missile-launched vehicles. From the video, it's clear that the missile showcased belonged to the China's DF-26. The DF-26 missile made its first appearance in 2015. Publicly available data shows that the DF-26 stands around 14 meters tall, with a diameter of 1.4 meters and weighs 20 tons of launch. This missile can pack a single 1.8-ton warhead or split into 3 independent re-entry warheads. With a range stretching up to 5,000 kilometers, it's a mobile launch missile that doesn't rely on fixed infrastructure. Plus, it's designed for both nuclear and conventional strikes, giving it flexibility to target ground-based facilities, mobile targets, and even on-ground targets. With the DF-26 now deployed, China's military has the precision to target US bases in Guam, a capability that's earned it the nickname Guam Express or Guam Killer. In August 2020, the DF-26 grabbed worldwide attention when the Chinese military launched it from Qinghai, an inland province in northwestern China, hitting a moving target ship in the South China Sea. With this, the DF-26 has become China's new generation carrier killer, following the footsteps of the DF-21D. Recent footage from Chinese state media might point to one big detail. A DF-26 missile brigade could have up to 25 missile launch vehicles, and reports say each launch vehicle is backed by 2 dedicated missile transport vehicles, meaning each vehicle could have 3 missiles in reserve. Essentially, a DF-26 brigade might be able to launch 75 missiles in a single combat round, an immense striking force. China's ballistic missile program has come a long way over the past few decades. While China entered the game later than other nations, it's now leading the way in conventional theater ballistic missile applications. The 1996 Taiwan Strait crisis highlighted the urgency of preparing for conflict and the risks of a US carrier intervention. US air power especially could quickly step in from carriers and bases like Kadena and Guam. Historically, coastal artillery has stood up well against naval guns, but mobile warships have the advantage of choosing when and where to strike. The DF-21D, however, flips this dynamic, making it possible to hit ships within reach of shore-based artillery, challenging the Navy's mobility advantage. From the outset, the US Navy has taken China's DF-21D's anti-ship potential seriously. At first, many doubted it was achievable, but once China successfully tested it, US concern turned real. The extended reach of the DF-26 means these missiles can support each other over long distances. Every DF-26 within 5,000 kilometers of a target can contribute to an attack, regardless of its exact location. While the basic DF-26 model focuses on land-based fortified targets, some reports hint at a version equipped with a hypersonic glide warhead. If true, this would further boost China's missile reach and ability to penetrate defenses. On a comparative note, Nimitz-class carriers can carry about 2,000 tons of aerial munitions. Meanwhile, the smaller Fujian class, while also allocating tonnage to few, can carry up to 1,500 tons, equating to about 830 DF-26 warheads, enough to potentially disable operations in Guam. China has long maintained a no first use policy for nuclear weapons, but the US, often judge others by its own standards, has always questioned this policy. The catch is that if China were to launch a DF-26, it wouldn't be clear if it's nuclear armed until it hits. For the US to respond with a launch on warning for an intermediate range missile like this could be rash, risking mutual destruction without clear justification. The real tension here is the erosion of America's long-standing nuclear advantage, as recent intercontinental missile tests show how times are shifting. Today, China's rapid capability to detect, command, and accurately strike moving targets like carriers implies that it's equally prepared to hit ground targets with a similar speed. For example, if a satellite spots a B-21 on Diego Garcia's tarmac, a strike could be launched in 30 minutes and potentially hit within the hour. And even these strikes don't permanently disable bases like Guam or Diego Garcia, they could seriously disrupt operations, preventing aircraft like the B-21, B-52, KC-46, and C-70 from deploying. In forward bases, large aircraft are often parked openly due to limited or poorly fortified hangars, which makes them easier to spot and target. Civilian SAR satellites, which less precise than military-grade ones, are still good enough to detect these large aircraft in open areas, especially during wartime. The ballistic missile threat isn't new, but even with advanced anti-missile systems, intercepting a single medium-range missile is still challenging. So, while China may not rely on one-hit knockout from the DF-26, the US also can fully depend on defenses like THAAD, Patriot, or Aegis to cover all bases. The vulnerability is real, especially with the THAAD and the Patriot systems being high-priority targets. This raises concerns about Guam's defenses network's ability to withstand a massive attack. As for the Aegis systems, if it's used entirely to intercept the DF-26, it would leave little left to protect the carriers themselves. Since World War II, US military strategy has depended on air dominance and secure rear bases. But with the DF-26 arrival, these assumptions are now under pressure. This challenge is not just military strategy, but could even sway its political decisions. With the integration of advanced automated and digital command and control systems that streamline every stage from reconnaissance to strike, it's the swift, precise, and unified recon strike chain unseen in the footage that truly concerns the US.
姐妹们总烦恼脸上细纹、干燥与暗沉，现在起跟我一起放心交给 KS Royal Face 皇家颜值逆时奇迹系列。KS Royal Face 皇家颜值逆时奇迹系列，它添加5种 EGF， 专门防止肌肤老化，强化皮肤修复，增加肌肤弹性水嫩，轻松抚平皱纹，换回青春自信。KS Royal Face 皇家颜值逆时奇迹，护肤露、全效精华、精华霜，即刻启动冻龄密码。